DonPower.me here. I was just watching a program on A&E about a fisherman down in Florida Keys who was fishing his whole life. Found himself out one sunny day fishing by himself, and a wave came up and over the side he went. He was in the water, boat sank, got swamped, and the guy was on the water his whole life, figured, okay, I can handle this. Time went by, hours and hours passed, and he managed to hang on to the top of an old cooler that had floated to the top. So he was doing that for several hours and getting more and more tired and fatigued until it finally set in on him that he was starting to float away from land, and he was starting to get really concerned all of a sudden. Well, within about, I don't know, maybe a couple of minutes of that realization that he might be actually in some serious trouble as he saw himself moving away from the land, lo and behold, he sees a boat on the horizon, a motorboat, and in it comes toward where he is, and the people looked over the side, saw him there hanging on to the top of the cooler for dear life, and decided they weren't going to pick him up. Unbelievable. He lost a lot of hope and faith at that moment that he was actually going to make it out alive. About another hour went by, according to the man's recollection, and sure enough, another boat arrived on the scene. And the same thing happened. In any event, he thought, the people on board the boat thought he was an illegal alien coming from another country illegally or something. Even if that were the case, unbelievable that they should leave him behind. Nonetheless, he really was losing a lot of hope and faith that he was actually going to make it out alive. And the land just seemed to get further and further and further away. Now, as some of you have been following my blog, DonPower.me, know I just started this blog. It's been a lifetime dream of mine to actually get my own blog up and running. And for the past 2 weeks, that's exactly what I've been doing. Now, any new blogger will understand that it is hard. Despite what the gurus tell you, it is hard. And there is a lot of things you need to do, a lot of things you need to keep up on, and it just seems that when you get the first bunch of things ready, a wave of more information, more things to do comes and swamps you, and before long you really start like you're feeling playing catch up with your own blog, let alone trying to get in front of it to promote it and be in a place where you're comfortable. You're actually getting panicky because you see that blog moving further and further away from you. No matter how much you try to paddle, you make some headway, but really not much at all. So the good news in this story is that finally the man saw a third boat. Now this is a true story, and this time around there were two gentlemen on board who could not get to him quick enough, jumped in the water, rescued him, brought him to safety, and the man lived to tell the tale. So the moral of the story is that as a new blogger, it feels sometimes as if the shore is floating away from you, as if your own blog is getting out of your control and you're just not going to make it. And in fact, sometimes you can see your salvation right there, or what you think to be your salvation, but it's not at all. For whatever reason, it's not what you need for survival. So my stability throughout this whole adventure of blogging is the great people who have showed up to actually say, you know what, I've been in the water, Don, I know what it's like. And someone came and rescued me, and now I've got a lifeline that I can give to you. I'm strong enough. I know how to get you in because I've been there myself. And it's such a very inspiring feeling to have that. I mean, blogging isn't life and death, but I do have the livelihood of my family at stake. And of course, anyone that's serious about blogging and really wants to make a living of it, of course it comes with the fear of giving up those things that you're familiar with, a day job, a 9 to 5, and going into those uncharted waters. I'm so glad and fortunate to have some really strong followers. So thanks for all of your help, you guys who have helped navigate those waters for me and show me the way home. And I tell you what, anyone who wants to do a reply or, of course, make a comment at the bottom of the post here can do so. I'd be very happy to hear you. But I'll one-up it. If you want to do a video reply, I'll do a feature post regarding what inspires you to keep going. How do you persevere? What's been your survival story? Have you actually thrived as a result? Let me know. Leave a comment. I'd love to hear from you. DonPower.me. Thanks.